could have been in court fighting for that. It reminds me of that reading I did a while back when I said, it's still on my channel, y'all can go watch it. I said people were going to be shocked that you were gifted something because you were no kin to this person. But this person knew what their family was doing to you behind the scenes. Okay, and remember now, I'm telling you, whoever this is somebody who's chosen. They do have a good heart. They're totally different from the person that they married. They married karma, just to keep it a book, okay? But anyway, so people could be trying to hide this from the person that they're living to. Could be a man, could be a woman, could be a child, but whoever they left it to was being fucked with by this person's family, and this person knew it. But it's like, do I do the right thing, or do I choose my family? And you know, if you ask yourself that question, and then you're dealing with somebody where you don't have no say-so, because in that movie, his wife ran that household, and she was a motherfucker, you hear me? So I feel like this person may have tried to do something from behind the scenes, and it may have came out. Okay, so let's see what else is ready. Alright, so we have occupation. I don't know why I felt the need to play that. I don't know. For a reason, though. Everything happens for a reason. Funny thing is, I got off here. I was sitting up thinking about all the BS taking place energetically around. And it's so funny, you know, they feel like everything is funny, and so they immediately start to try to send you other subliminal messages and try to bully you in other different kind of ways. And one of the messages that I was sent that I thought was so funny is that, what's his name? Young Thug, that he beat his Rico case. Which got me to thinking, for y'all to send me that, trying to be funny about him Rico case, that tells me that y'all feel confident about being able to beat these Rico crimes that y'all have been doing all around me. And so it lets me know that y'all are confident in being able to beat the system. And so it lets me know it's somebody who got some type of pull. And so we already said at the beginning that they work with certain officers here. But the fact that they would show me that boy and the fact that he beat his Rico case, I guess that's what they think they're going to do here. Be able to do what they want to do and then beat the whole thing anyway. Hey, y'all. So that's why they have no remorse for anything that they do, because they feel like they're going to be able to outsmart the system here. This may be somebody so many resources when it comes down to connections to different people here, that they feel like they're just going to be able to do what they want to do and get away with it here. And so what you have is them call themselves taunting me by showing him having beat his Rico case, because they know every bit of what they've been doing to me would be considered as Rico crimes here. And so that's them trying to play in my face again like they always do. And it's so sad, y'all. It's so sad. But you know what? I have faith enough in the good law enforcement and the good part of the justice system. I feel like it's got to be more good than there is bad. You know, a lot of these people work with certain people they clout chase.
So they quick to do whatever these people tell them to do because these are people with the money here. But I have more faith in that it is somebody in the system here who's not clout chasing, somebody in the system here who sees what's going on and is not gonna let these people get away with whatever it is they've been doing. This tower card just fell out. This is a disgrace right here. Disgrace, ruin, because that's what it is that they are. That's who they are. They are a disgrace here. It's people who I've lost respect for. People who work in the system should have lost respect for, knowing that they capable of doing the things that they've been doing behind the scene. People that the community should have and may would lose respect for, knowing that they don't fight for the community, knowing that they do what they do in order for them to win here. It has nothing to do with the community. Deception here. That's what just fell out. Spying here. That's what just fell out. The Hierophant here. Right behind that, corruption. Corruption. So that's what we have here. People who work in the system, who are going out their way to try to take down somebody, to steal from somebody, to mentally torture somebody, to cause somebody to lose everything that they have in order for them to gain here. People who work in the system, who you expect to be there for the community, but instead they're lining their pockets by working with people who have no empathy. They have no remorse for the things that they do to other people. And they brag about it blatantly in your face. Because why? They feel like you can't do anything about it anyway. And so while I'm sitting here thinking and scrolling through my phone, that's one of the first things come up. That's what they want me to see. How it doesn't matter anyway because Young Thug be his Rico case. Which is fine. Maybe he beat it because he should have beat it. Maybe he beat it because whatever was happening against him or whatever they were doing to other people, it was people who weren't connected to God. Maybe he beat it because it's something else out here in the world for him to do that God wants him to do. Who knows why he beat it? I don't know. Honestly, I don't keep up with it. I don't keep up with him or what goes on around him. But I know that was some type of spite. It was some type of shot at me for them to go out their way and show me that. Not only is it a mission, so they know exactly what it is that they're doing, but it's very bold to say that he got away with it. And so I guess you're going to feel like you're going to be able to get away with it too. But you know what? There's a higher power than y'all. And so if the whole judicial system here in Atlanta is corrupt, then there's still a higher power than them. And I'm not saying that that's the case, that they are all corrupt, that they are all participating in trying to get whatever it is that they can get. I know there's some good people out there, but I'm saying even if that was the case, there are people higher than them, much higher than them. And so whatever it is you're doing in the background, trying to keep somebody down, it's so sad that you have people in positions of power that run a city. And so you know how oppressed the city is, the people inside the city. You know how people pretend as if they want change in the community, as if they want to see the community doing good, when the truth is these people just trash. And they don't care about trashing you so they can look better. They don't care about making you suffer as long as they're able to benefit from you suffering. These are some of the type of people you have in a city here that's helping run the city. These are people who would easily go with the side of the people with the money and do horrible things to people who have done absolutely nothing, not just to them, but nothing that would make people come after them in this way, other than the fact that they may be receiving something that people don't want them to have. People want themselves. And it's so sad. You know, they say money is the root of all evil, but the truth is, the devil is the root of all evil. Money is just a tool that's easily utilized by people who allow the devil to take over them. And so, in the exchange of energy, that's what happens. They exchange these money with these people who in return do other corrupt things to people who turn a blind eye to certain things, who contribute to the corruption. And so that's what you have here. That's what you have here. You say it's 5 people watching and 5 people showing their kids why college is important. It should be. It should be, because then you wouldn't be so quick to take the money. But you know what? This is a case where sometimes college isn't beneficial. I have 3 different degrees, the highest one being a master's degree, and I'm still not able to find a regular job in a gas station or in a McDonald's or nothing like that. It's because I've been blacklisted. And so when people like this are able to control the system, having degrees and having sense only makes you more of a victim. It only makes you more of a victim here. Because I have degrees that I'm not even able to use. Because people higher up make sure I'm not able to get a job. People with money have easy access to these people, and they work behind the scene to make sure they can get away with doing certain things. People use their money to breed corruption here. And so you can have 10 college degrees. When you're dealing with corruption, none of that matters. And so I hope they're teaching their kids about that too. Deception here. Hidden enemies here. Darkness here. And the hidden enemies are the people in the system who take bribes to do certain things. The hidden enemies is in the corruption. These are people who you expect to have your back, people who you expect to enforce the law, who are not doing that. That's the problem. They spying, they watching, they see everything that's going on, and where you expect them to come in and enforce the law, they're not. They're corrupt. They're a disgrace. Those are hidden enemies right there. The ones you expect to be able to call on for help, and they working with the enemies here. And it's not enemies because you make people enemies. It's enemies because they make themselves your enemy. It's enemies because they're jealous of what it is that you have or what it is you're supposed to have. And so rather than watch you get it, they'll ruin everything around you first. . And so where it's good, I don't know what you meant by that, taxpayer hard worker. Where it's good to have a degree, when you surrounded by corruption, those degrees don't matter. I have an MBA and I was working on several businesses in the background. And so my MBA I have wasn't going to be there to help other people build their businesses, because they want you to hear bits and pieces of it so you can make a flawed judgment call, because that's what they are used to, making decisions that aren't based off the facts, that are based off lies. So yeah, that's what I have here. Conformity. This is what they want you to conform to, what it is that they're doing, who they are, to be who they want you to be. And if you can't be who they want you to be, then they're going to tear everything down you around down. That's what you have. A bunch of people who are used to using their power, their privilege that they have, to manipulate their way through life, to sabotage other people's lives, to make people do what they want them to do here. And when you don't do that, then they show you who has the power with their money, by just paying people who's supposed to be there to protect you to come against you, by paying people to sabotage you, by paying people to throw dirt on your name, by paying people to try to embarrass you, by paying people to set you up. And they'll follow you from state to state to do it. They will move whatever money around that they need to move around into whatever bank accounts. Speaking of bank accounts, I was doing a little research on things that was going on with me, and I found out that something led to me to, it was a bank. It's a credit union. I'm trying to think, how did I get led to that? I think I went back and I looked up, like I went through one of my emails that I received, or a text message that I received saying something about my account. I think it was an email, because I wouldn't have paid that much attention to a text message because I had my number changed. And so I may still be getting messages from the people, whoever phone this belonged to. So I think it was an email. I went back and looked at my email and found that something about credit union. And so I don't know if that's the case here, but somebody here, they have accounts in which they move money around, and it could very well be your money. It could be your money. Now, I was telling y'all in one of my other posts how my nephew asked to use my address for certain things that had to do. Yeah. For certain reasons. But that reason he asked me to use my address, he wound up using it for much more. One day I was getting, mail at my address with his name on it that was bank accounts. And I found that odd, because the same bank account that he banks with, which is not a popular bank here, but it is a popular bank where we are from. And so I found it odd that those same people had been sending me messages about people putting in the wrong PIN on my account, them using a wrong PIN number, and for me to have to update PIN numbers for my account. And all I could think of is I have no account there. But they have my email address, and this is the same bank that my nephew banks with. And I don't know why they would have my email address when I have no account there, to my knowledge. But they sending me an email saying that the wrong PIN number has been put in too many times, and they need to confirm something first. And I thought that was strange. And so, nonetheless, that was Regions Bank. Um, and I actually called up there and they said they couldn't really tell me anything. I would have to have, I guess, all the information to something here. They wouldn't tell me too much of anything at all. But based off other emails that I've gotten, I did some research and it led me to this credit union that's evidently based in Massachusetts. And it's so funny because I have cousins on my step parent side. So I guess step cousins. I don't know what you would call them. I don't even really know if you would call them that, considering I don't know. It was some weird stuff, y'all. I actually, they was trying to hook me up with somebody one time because evidently it's only cousins if you want them to be cousins. When you married, y'all. Anyway, so I had some cousins who are from Massachusetts. Some of them still live in Massachusetts. A lot of them. My aunt is here, but all her children are still back in Massachusetts. None of them are here with her. All of them are adults and they live where they're from. She brought them all here and they eventually all went back there. And that's where they live now. And so the credit union is based in Massachusetts. And I just went to doing some research and, in order to bank with them, it takes you to be members of certain things. And then there's this long list of all these different companies you can work for or do some type of business with in order to have a bank account with them. So I don't know who has the credit union bank accounts, but it's definitely some money being moved around into different bank accounts. Probably some money being sent through businesses and made to look as if the business actually made the money. So I don't know what you would call that. I think that's embezzlement or something like that. I don't know. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong because I could very well be wrong. I don't know the legal terminology. There's also some property that's missing because I keep having this farm come up in my energy. So there's definitely some property. I don't know if it's a farmhouse or just the land, but there's some property that's missing. And so there's bank accounts someone don't know about. There's property someone doesn't have access to. Money being moved around, hidden in things, businesses, bank accounts here. You have illegal surveillance being done. You have people traveling from city to city, state to state when I move to follow me and still continue to do certain things around me. Like when my car just mysteriously disappeared from a secured parking lot that I paid to park it in. And while I'm asleep, I get these messages in Vegas saying my car is being moved out of the parking lot. When I wake up and I ask for security footage, all of a sudden there's no security footage. Only people with money able to make stuff like that disappear. They had the security footage for every time I left out of the parking lot the whole time I was there. But that night, when it's telling me, when I've got these text messages saying my car has been moved in and out the parking lot, y'all don't have any security footage for that. It's only a certain type of person able to make stuff like that happen. So yeah, when they brag about him being able to get off with Rico crimes, I immediately know that what they're telling me is whatever they've done, they gonna get away with it. Don't have anything to do with him. He's just it's a thinking point for me to realize what they're saying. he is just being used as the picture per se is just being used to to tell me that they're not concerned about whatever it is that they've done because they can just get away with it. And so these are the type of people I have in my energy. I don't know, maybe you have them in your energy too. But these are the kind of people I have in my energy. And that's why I was telling taxpayer hard worker down there. But sometimes your degrees don't matter. It don't matter. Because I have several of them. No way I should be like I am, especially when I manage money as good as I do. Especially when I have as much sense as I have, many gifts as I have. Especially when I was so well off at the beginning, as far as business wise go, being able to build my businesses from scratch without help from anybody, being able to do stuff that people with more than me weren't able to do. And I know because I was asking people, especially family, to do it with me, and they weren't able to do certain things. And they had so much more than me. They have these nice big houses and these nice cars, and they dress in the Gucci and Louis and Prada, and they still weren't able to do what I was able to do because their money went one place and mine went another place because we have different priorities. Because they're different, their priorities, they prioritize looking a certain way for people, and I prioritize building a businesses and creating experiences that I would forever remember. And that's what it comes down to, priorities. But you have people here who don't want to see you be who you are. And so they purposely do things to try to manipulate things, do things to try to keep you away from stuff you're supposed to receive. Whatever my mother left me when she died, I still haven't received. My family ain't mentioned it at all. They ain't said not one word. They went on with their lives and act like nothing ever happened. Whoever it is that was responsible for giving me whatever it is my mother left me didn't give me a dime. Didn't give me a dime, a dollar, a watch, a piece of clothing, nothing. And so I know it's things out there that I'm supposed to have that I don't have. I know it's things out there that I have, things I'm going through that I don't supposed to be going through. I know that a lot of people has worked together who has been able to capitalize off me losing. And so my loss is their gain. But the fact that they can brag about it and be very confident in bragging about it is beyond me. It's beyond me. I'll let you know this is the world we live in today. this, this is what people do here. No. They steal their way through life, manipulate their way into money they're not supposed to have, and then they use that money to pay people to cover up and do things around them to be able to maintain whatever it is they're getting, whatever it is that they have gotten. Yeah. And you know what we do? Nothing. We do nothing. People around you that see everything and they'll pretend like they don't see that until it's them, until that snake comes show up at their front door, till the snake is in their grass. Gonna wait and bite them. Then they want to say something. Then they want you to do something about it. Then they putting together meetings and marches in order to bring all of this to an end. But as long as they can benefit from it, they ain't gonna say anything. That's why I hope there's some people in a system who actually do their job and not get paid to not do their job, to turn the other cheek, to pretend as if they don't know anything either. It's got to stop at some point here. Just because you know people in high places doesn't excuse you from having to follow the law, doesn't excuse you from having to have integrity. Just because you know people in high places doesn't give you the privilege or the right to be able to tear people down out of what they build for themselves, or to steal something that was given to somebody because you just feel like you don't want them to have it, or to hold it back from them purposely because you feel like they deserve to suffer. So you rather just watch them go through hell and back while you hold on to whatever it is that they supposed to have. Because you watched this person do so good without it. And you are really jealous at that. And so now you want to watch this person go through stuff because you're jealous, because you're envious, because you have hatred in your heart for this person. So you're going to hold back whatever belongs to them. Because you rather see yourself with it. Because you rather give it to your family members. Because you rather spread it out through your family than to watch somebody that you dislike having. People shouldn't just be able to do what they want to do because of who they know. That's why it's about time that certain people come out of certain places. Because if they're not doing their job, if they're easily corrupted, then there's nothing they can actually do for the community. You shouldn't have community positions if it only benefits yourself. And so I don't know who this is that knows what they know, that have ties to what they have, that's able to do whatever it is they do and feel like they just gonna easily get away with it. I don't know. Like I said, they took certain abilities from me. And so where I used to be able to hear a lot and to see a lot and to have these visions, a lot of that I'm not even able to do anymore because they've beamed and tased and did so much things, so many things to me over time that it's kind of, I'm not able to do nowhere near as much as I was able to do when this first started off, which I think is their whole intent, because they don't want you to be able to look. They don't want you to be able to easily see who it is that's doing it. And so they've done so many things in the background to make me not be able to see like I used to be able to see. And so I feel like they've kind of took my weapons from me, where I'm able to go toe to toe with them because of what it is I know. They've taken all my weapons from me, so to speak. And they've thrown me out here in the process. Like, here, go to war without guns. I know the whole team over there has their guns, but here, you're going to fight them and you're not going to have anything. That's kind of what it's been like for me. And so, although I still have my intuition, my insight, my foresight, my connection with God, my connection with my spirit guides and ancestors, I don't have nowhere near the visions I used to have. I can't see. I I'm not able to see as much as I used to be able to see because of things they've done over time. And it is what it is. It is what it is. One thing about it is at the end of the day, God is all you ever need in order to win the war. Nobody can fight against that. It's a losing war for them every time. And so I still have confidence and everything's gonna work out. It's just so sad how much sabotage I've had to deal with from people who should have been on my team, siblings, people who I call my best friend, people who I uplifted, your own family will work to sabotage you with other people. So yeah, yeah. So while we teaching our kids why college is important, teach them about spiritual warfare as well. Because when you fighting a spiritual warfare and you have people who are in these higher levels and have all this access to power and privilege, money, them having a college degree ain't gonna work with that. It's just not gonna work with that. You're gonna have to learn how to do something other than just the intelligence you learn at school. You're gonna need way more sense than book sense. That's helpful, but you need way more than that. Again, as you can see, because I have all these degrees behind me, and I have people who are coming for me, family who are able to sabotage me, who don't even have a high school diploma. Some of them do have degrees. Some family have been in secret competition with me, trying to do exactly what I do. So I can't say that I've done this without them being able to say they've done it too. So yeah, y'all teaching y'all kids stuff. Make sure you teach them the things that are important in life, other than just being educated. So yeah, Capricorn. Like it's gonna ask me, am I lighting a joint? I don't smoke. I used to smoke. I don't smoke. I haven't in a long time. I don't even know what made them say that. I don't know. Maybe they seen the sage burner when I was just burning sage when I first started. I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah. I don't know. Somebody's pregnant. Maybe that's who said it. Somebody who's pregnant. Got an Aquarius right here. Maybe an Aquarius that's pregnant. Woe to you, the destroyer who hasn't been destroyed, the betrayer who hasn't been betrayed. When you finish destroying and betraying, you will be destroyed and betrayed. So, you ones in the background who thinking you're going to easily get away with it. You ones in the background that's thinking you can't be touched because of who you know, because you slept with certain people, because because you've been in the army and you have certain army connections, because you are connected to certain politicians, because you are connected to certain celebrities who know all the crooked cops, because whatever the case may be, you're gonna be judged. If not by if not by the judicial system, you'll be judged by God at the end of the day. As there's worldly judgment and there's spiritual judgment. And it doesn't matter what you have in the world, you can't stop spiritual judgment. Don't matter what you're able to steal, you can't stop spiritual judgment. And so while y'all think you just gonna throw it up in my face, remember one thing: you're gonna die too. And you're gonna leave things behind to your children or people who you want to receive certain things. And it's gonna be people just like you. Why? Because y'all didn't stop it. Because y'all didn't stop it. It's gonna be people just like you, waiting in the background to steal their way into something, to manipulate their way through something. And imagine you leaving behind people who you love something, or people you feel like deserve something, and then people just being able to do what they want to do and never mind your last wishes. You know, when you think about it, if we're gonna let that go the way that we're gonna let it go, for entitled people to just have their way with certain things, then why do we even have wills? If we just gonna allow people to do what they want to do with it at the end of the day. If I can say I want something to go to a certain person and then people just decide in the background, no, I don't want them to have that. Or I'm gonna steal this under the law and with the law in some cases. I'm gonna give them their piece of it. And I'm gonna take my piece of it, and I'm gonna give my kids some of it, and I'm gonna give this person some of it, and we all gonna split it up and watch this person be homeless out on the street because we want to go on an extra vacation or two. In some cases, we want to go on vacations that we couldn't afford because we mismanage our money, because our priorities are all wrong. Some cases, because we want it to look like we have certain things so we can fit in with certain people in a certain crowd who actually have the insight, the eyes to be able to see straight through who you really are. They can see straight through it. They know you're a liar and a thief. But the liars and thieves are going to invite you in with open arms. Imagine that. They know you ain't shit, but since I'm not shit too, you know what? You good with me. This world really messed up, y'all. But it's so sad that once we see it happening, when it's going on right then, nobody has the nuts to do anything about it. But the minute that snake show up in their grass, then all of a sudden they want everybody working with them to do something about it. You know, we're not gonna snitch. We're not gonna say anything at first. We're gonna take whatever we're gonna take, and we're gonna be quiet about it. Whatever they give us. When they stealing our money, when they stealing our intellectual property, when they out here pretending they created stuff that we know we created, oh, we gonna go to war with that. We gonna be very vocal about it. We hope everybody will be on our team when we get out here and we go to war over what's ours. Then you want everybody to stick together and help you, right? Then you want people to tell the truth. It's a dirty game out here, y'all.